end up with walls like that, what's that gonna do?
Make you claustrophobic.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It's going to look like this sub is in a box.
Yeah.
So what
Bruce's ability to pre-visualize a finished product for his clients, as well as his attention to detail, comes both naturally and genetically.
My dad was a cartoonist for Disney. And I remember as a kid, you know, sitting by my dad, always wanting to learn how to draw, always wanting to learn how to cartoon. And I remember sitting at the dinner table, and my dad would take a number, and he'd take a number 2, or number 3, number 4, and right before dinner he would push it in front of me. He says, turn it into something. So I would take that napkin, I would turn it upside down and right side up and backwards and forwards and everything else. I'd take my pencil and I would turn that number into something. And what that did, looking back now, that sparks your creativity and your imagination to look beyond that number 4, to look beyond an A or a B or C, to look beyond that to see, what do you see? Is it a fish? Is it a character? Is it a mountain? Is it a sea? Is it a boat? Is it a ship? Is it a car? And that's how my imagination started with my dad, of being a cartoonist from Disney. So I learned the Disney style of cartooning and creating, designing.
We had a church from Ohio. We're doing an installation for them. It's fairly early in the process in that we've only gotten to the design process. And I know a lot of times our clients have a hard time understanding that that process can be very long. There's a lot of time and a lot of money that goes into that side of things because it's a lot of design, paper, you know, on paper. They want to see things built.
With the arrival of his client just an hour away, Bruce relies on more than just his artists to help him put their presentation together.
Back there and I didn't know what he bought you.
We have a lot of our wives around here. Everyone's this way. And I say that jokingly because everyone feels the same way. We've always got to make sure everything is detailed for Bruce and everything's organized and he knows exactly where he's headed when we send him out the door.
We all like to say we're wife number 2. Obviously, Viv is number 1. I think Karen's probably number 2. It might be Allison. I would say I'm probably about 4 on the line.
I was just going up there to make sure that they have everything for Fairhaven, because we're down to 40 minutes.
We got to get in here, but this thing needs to be cleaned off, this needs to be scraped clean, and Fairhaven needs to be on this desk.
We run a lot of jobs here at the exact same time, and he stays on top of every single one. And my job, as I said, is to make it easier for him, make sure that everyone is responsible for their own job.
It's all the same file.
We're meeting with a church from Ohio called Fairhaven, and the whole theme is a Jacques Cousteau, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, kind of a high-tech look and feel. So they're flying in to see the preliminary production drawings so we can start sculpting a huge 20-foot sub, which what you're going to do is you're going to walk into the sub and then you're going to slide down to the second story into under the sea. But as you exit the slide, you're going to slide in this decompression chamber, and it's just going to be over the top. So they're coming in to approve all the production drawings, making sure that they like everything so we can get everything into production. So I'm just laying everything out in zones right now so it's easier to go through and they can make the final decision so we can keep things moving forward. Where's the game station at that we're buying, that we're putting inside that sub?
Yeah? Oh, Mike Stewart has a picture of it here. Never mind.
That's it. Good. Down zone 1, please. Thank you.
Diagrams and drawings are divided into zones. Each represents a different portion of the final project, helping the client understand Bruce's vision.
Right on the table.
His crew knows the drill, despite Bruce's tendency to think no one's listening to him.
The other thing, too, that I want to do is make sure that we wipe that thing off, take photos of it, get into Photoshop, do the mound like I asked.
I'm listening.
Get the mound in there like I asked in the grass.
I gotcha. We already got that in the works.
Okay,
it's all right.
Good.
It's showtime.
Sales VP Karen Johnson leaves the chaos of the meeting room to greet the client, who has, unfortunately, arrived on time.
So nice to meet you. It's great to have a face to go with a voice like that. Hey,
David Smith.
Nice to meet you. It's actually fairly rare for us to get clients to visit us here. We've had occasional churches that will come, or clients that will come, that want to see, you know, maybe a little further down. Like the church might come in, you know, maybe a couple weeks when we actually have some physical things that they can see that we're building specifically for them. Office you walk into, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Everyone has a big roach reading a book in their front office.
Mike, drop color for Coral Reef.
Yeah, there it is.
Do me a favor, stick this in there in zone 1, near the sub, please.
How did you guys first hear of us?
One of our children's pastor.
Well,
had
actually,
come across some of your stuff.
yeah, I've done some research with some other churches.
The blue tile, is the blue tile down here that I'm picking out? Where's the blues? Where's the blue tile?
Right here.
Right there. Do we have any parquet lighting at all?
Now, when did we first talk? I mean, it was a long time ago.
It's been a while.
I was going to say.
Over a year.
Okay, that's it for zone 1. I need it laid out.
Right.
Vivian?
No, I thought I'd introduce myself.
David Smith. Yeah, nice to meet
Barry,
you.
nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Clark.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Posted, but it's still needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and, just kind of.
Man, good to see you. How you doing?
Bruce is a hugger. He loves everybody. So you know, there's not a stranger. He never meets a stranger. He gets to know everybody's name. He remembers every detail. If you ask Bruce right now, tell me about the church, he can walk you through every nook and cranny. He knows where every door is. It's in his brain. If he went there a year ago, he'd still have it. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guys are down here.
It's fun to see the transformation of that, I'm not sure about what's going on here. Is this a good investment to ride on?
It's just amazing stuff.
Next, on the wacky world of Bruce Barry.
The flame rating of the EPS foam that we used was a concern of the fire marshal.
All of a sudden, we get a phone call from the fire marshal. Hey, you got to rip your tree out. Oh, I came unglued.